Hi
Hello.
everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Thank you
GM.
for joining this sweet Boy-in's live space. As usual, having my lovely blue eyes queens in here, also Jason's in here as a co-host. I'm very happy to have all the amazing guests. This week we have amazing topic. It's about the fashion customized and MBA. We've been loving all this fashion brand and all this is modern side and products, and let's deep dive to the today topic. And before we start, how about this time? Let Blue Eyes Queen to introduce what we're doing, and also Jason could be added as well. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I'm Blue Ice Cream, otherwise known as Blue Eye Queen. Each week, we bring a showcase of MBA brands and we talk about different specific industries and how to enhance and empower each other. This is a community building showcase. So I'm really proud and excited to be on Showcase. It's my first time seeing a lot of people's faces before. You're looking good. I'm happy to be here. And Popple, you're doing a great job, as always, with organizing. I'm going to kick on the baton over to Jason to take the lead.
Yeah, thank you, Blue Ice Cream. Yeah, BoredIn, we're a sub-community of apes building together. Sometimes building can be lonely. So we created, BoredIn as a group. We have about 170 kind of founders of MBA products and different brands. And it's growing. So I think we're supporting each other and doing things like this. The newsletter and different ideas have helped each other kind of grow our brands. So if you're interested, come reach out and we'll add you. And keep following the main accounts for notifications for events like this.
Awesome. Yeah, to kicking off the space, let's each guest introduce yourself, and how about Blue Eyes Queen to pick up the guest?
Absolutely. Let's start it off at the top of the clock. Joyce, do you mind giving us an intro on who you are, where you are, what you're doing, and what your brand is?
Not at all. um, okay, I'm Joyce. I'm also known as Joe Caro on Twitter. Um, I am Northeast United States, close enough to go to the ape meetups in Philly without too much trouble. Uh, and my brand is very, very new. We didn't even open yet. We're opening on April 3rd. My collection is called Board Style. Um, and it's under my parent company, Joe Caro Presents. So I have joecaropresents.com is going to be our email, but if you just type in board style, you will also be redirected to that. So I just figured out how to do that. And um, so I'm frantically trying to finish this thing in time to open. And of course, anybody who's ever opened a business, you're never ready, right? Um, I only just learned that you're never ready. So that's my story. I have had my ape, my original ape 5679. He's Sir Winston, and I created an animated series based on him. And I didn't drop that series yet, but I will soon. And so some of my products in the store actually derive from images from that series, which is pretty amusing. So this is actually this board style store is actually my second use of the IP, and it's my second MBA license. So I'm dual licensed, and that's that's my story.
Well, welcome to have you. Sending you good vibes on your opening next week. Can't wait to keep tabs on that. Let's kick it on over to Brazy. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what's your brand?
Yeah, hey everyone, GM Jim. I'm Brazy. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I lead all the design and visual direction for Forever Apes. And I've been a creative director designer my entire adult life, so 15 years in the game now. 12 Gauge, and I actually ran a full service agency here in Vancouver for about 5 years. Grew it to 33 employees. We did everything full service A to Z, branding, web, product design, photography, videography, digital marketing, social media, the list goes on. So made the jump from Web 2 to the wild world of Web 3 about 3 years ago and never turned back.
I love that. We love the wild, wild west here. Gucita, you're up next.
GM, everybody. My name is Gucita. My brand is House OG. I've been making phygital clothing since 2020. I was like right when that tech started to come out. I started experimenting with it with a fashion house up here in New York City. I'm part-time Florida, part-time New York City. I'm actually here right now. Pumped for NFT NYC. I'll be speaking on Thursday at 10 a.m. if anybody's going. It's going to be on fashion and branding and Web3. But yeah, the House OG brand is just the things I've learned in fashion throughout the years and tapping into Web3 culture. So right now I'm pulling inspiration from the Bored Ape Yacht Club with my IP, and other drops in the future are going to be IP from other collections. So the brand will change as I like the vibe, the style, the colors, the content will pick up from other collections, other OG collections in the space. So yeah, having fun with it. Yeah, I got a list of things I'm dropping just to keep it exciting. So thanks for having me, everybody, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I've got my Gucita Velvet Bomber. Get compliments on this all the time in this 80-degree weather in Florida, but I had to represent it. Had to pull up. Thanks for being here. Dim, you're up next. Give us a shout.
Hey everyone, I'm Dim. I'm from France, and I'm the founder or whatever of Singe, which actually it is a French word that means ape and monkey. We do use the same word for both. It's a streetwear lifestyle brand inspired and infused by the Bored Ape Yacht Club, but not limited to. Getting some inspiration from different part of Web3 and also extending to different collection. It's not a brand about only focused on custom products. There is different lines and all, but I do specific drops where people can actually, via token gating through Token Proof, they can order specific design, including their apes or mutants so far, and more in the future, but encapsulated in a specific design.
That's what's up. Welcome. It's a far journey for you. What time is it right now in France?
It's 5.
Oh,
5
okay.
p.m.
All
5
right.
p.m.
Our future's looking good, huh?
Looking great.
All right, Captain, why don't you close us out? Give us an intro about yourself.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much for hosting, both you and Popple. Really appreciate it. Been enjoying the series. Sometimes I got to catch it on the playback, but really appreciate you doing this, as well as Jason. Not just here and what we see today, but I'm more of a lurker behind the scenes in most of my group chats. But this is one in particular that the work and the effort, and really excited about what you're doing at NFT NYC and just all the future opportunities that you're helping create for MBA builders. It's greatly appreciated, and just wanted to say thanks on behalf of all of us. So thanks so much for having me. I've been in the space since early 2021. Was fortunate to mint a few apes, and the idea of the IP and what we could do with it. It was one of the things that kept me in this rabbit hole, and I got really excited about from the jump. Prior to any increase in floor price or anything like that, about a week after they minted out, I sent out a tweet. I said I felt like I joined a unicorn startup with like 2,500 of my best friends who I haven't met yet, but excited to build with. And to see that now come to fruition, and in the launch of MBA, we launched Board Shorts. Actually, was my second MBA brand. My first was Coffee with Captain, which is our daily morning show. I've been hosting with NFT Bark Steve since 2021, and both of our apes were essentially the logos. They were the brand for Coffee with Captain, and I do believe that the IP in many cases, especially as we were starting out, help build that show, help build our community, our audience, our guests. It certainly helped open up doors and helped us attract guests that we might not have been able to get on otherwise. And so have been a firm believer in the IP and the power of it from day one. And coming from traditional franchising and working in an industry where brands are scaled by working with other like-minded individuals, building a common brand, albeit different businesses. Just this idea of decentralized IP building is one that really got me excited and resonated. And as soon as Made by Apes launched, that would ultimately lead to the creation and launch of Bored Shorts, because
Oh, he'll be right back. So excited that it went out. But yeah, let's give him a little minute to reload here. Awesome. Make sure everybody you got your chat open. We got a little chat action going. Okay, so he fell off, but he'll be logging back in. Amazing. We got an awesome lineup. Epic legends. So happy to be here. We could probably kick it off with what's next.
Awesome. And yeah, let's continue to get the space started. And I'm sure he's excited to jump back. And don't forget to share the link. So today we have fashion customized topic. But before we start, I do want to introduce a little bit about what's going on with the committee news as usual. So it's very excited because it's next month is, of course, it's the biggest MIT event coming. And yeah, I'll have a couple amazing events coming, hosting by BAYC's committee. One of the events is, of course, is our main event, is a Big Apple event. And yeah, don't forget to get your ticket, but I think most tickets already sold out. And the second event, it's actually hosted by us, and we are part of the sponsors, or part of the host. And also thank you for Fan A, and Fan A have been really supporting our committee as well. So Jason, will you mind to talk about a little bit the Boy Bunch?
Yeah, sure. Happy for the opportunity to set up an event for, apes and guests to come together. And, I think some of the magic that I've experienced is in real life. And, the opportunity to throw events and pull people together, hopefully showing that magic to other people, and, introducing some people to the ecosystem is kind of where I think we can add some value. And I think much easier when there's a bigger event drawing people to New York. And we're throwing this on Friday, April 5th at 12. Tickets include a full brunch buffet. And there's going to be a lot of builders and some MBA products and things to hopefully drive the conversation. So good time.
Yeah, so the next one will be our BoredIn's news. We will try to print out as an IRL newspaper. So we're excited. We always want to do it, and fuck it, we're just going to do it. And yeah, so don't forget the deadline will be 29. If you do want to have one small spot or in our newspaper, please just make sure submit. So the next event will be our favorite events, also part of our BoredIn support is the Boeing Yap event is coming back. So it's also support by Big Apple as well. So we'll be also in the April 4th. So make sure to get your ticket. Yeah, I'm not sure how many people going to one, but I'm sure where they sign in. It's a boy one cup. So of course, one of my favorite cup as well. Going to be 110K in the MIT NYC. So make sure get your pants, get your sweaters, and however, it's like just make sure keep some of your energy, don't drink too much, and continue to enjoy all the event. And the next event will be the not MIT NYC event, hosted by Roro. My boy tea will be also part of the sponsor, so you will get the free top boy tea in there. A lot of amazing guests, so just don't miss. I think Jason's also part with that, and a couple of our homies friends, also homie is in there, so don't miss. The other event is I'm sorry, I'm tired warm, but yeah, it's just a Laughing 8 Cups event, so also don't miss that. And
so a lot of events on Thursday, April 4th. So get ready.
Yeah, and the other event will be the next event will be the Hope Fast is event. This is the biggest event happening in the MLT NYC. I'm actually part of that, and my coffee is going to be launched. I want to keep it excited. I unfortunately can't show it today. I still have to keep it a secret, but I promise it will be so good. And a lot of our BAYC's artists is also part of the event as well. The ticket is free. Please also make sure to claim your ticket, and that's it. I'm sure everybody will be very excited. And the last committee new, and I will pass the mic to Jason, and I'm sure you have a lot of things to share about this.
Yeah, no, this is developing nicely. I think, we've talked about how the spotlight MBA products and brands, and I think the nature of each brand shipping and event holders or coordinators reaching out to different brands and MBA founders, there's a lot of effort and work there, not to mention kind of the cost of shipping as well. So this is the first kind of version and hence kind of the sketch of what we will create as kind of more of a conference booth type setup. So what you see in the sketch is 2 banners. They will be 2 conference banners that we have commissioned Marav to help produce, and we're targeting NFT NYC to pilot at some of the events that you saw, not NFT NYC, the Big Apple Happy Hour, and also Board Brunch. We're hoping to have this set up. The banners will act as a backdrop with then 2 shelves in the garment rack, where then guests can kind of interact and see the products in real life, right, and showcase it. So first version, first pilot, I think there's lots of thoughts around how we can evolve this, regionalize it, and kind of expand from there. But hopefully you guys check it out if you're in NFT NYC and let us know what you think.
Awesome. Yeah, so let's start our today first guest. So Forever 8, Benz is in here. Yeah, would you like to talk about a little bit about your brand? And I think Blue Ice Cream, you have a lot of questions you want to ask.
Oh, actually, Jason's going to start us off, and I'm going to take
Okay.
the lead.
Awesome. Jason.
Yeah, thank you. So, just to kick us off, can you share a little bit what inspired you to kind of incorporate the IP in fashion and with your MBA product?
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny, what you're seeing on the screen right now was our very first project. So we got a grant from the 8-Coin DAO to put together 1,000 8-Coin card decks, featured the 4 BAYC founders, and we actually sent the rest of our stock to 8Fest to be featured in the bodega. But fast forwarding, it's something I always wanted to do in the background, was create custom apparel. I mentioned the agency world, so we did quite a few brand launches for client brands, and I always knew it was something that I could do myself. So with Web3, I kind of feel like I'm my own demographic, so that's always fun. And then after 8Fest especially, seeing so many people wearing the same apparel, I just imagined how cool it'd be if they had hoodies that had people's names, projects, clubs, cities, something to kind of connect the dots. So some of the people I met there I'd known online for years, and I didn't find out till hours later or days later who they were, when I felt like I already kind of knew them. So as soon as I got back from Hong Kong, I ended up mocking up some basketball and hockey jerseys, which you guys probably saw all over your timeline. But I ended up doing about 300 of them, and the end result, the response was just people wanted them to be real. So I ended up going for it, bought all the equipment to do it in-house, and now I make one-of-one custom apparel, I guess inspired by the ideas of jerseys meets streetwear, where everyone can control every detail.
Wow, that's amazing. And you spoke to the customization, and can you kind of share how and the challenges that come with that?
Yeah, there's a few challenges. My biggest challenge, to be honest, so far is that I'm located in Canada. So thanks, Mom and Dad. But just shipping alone, logistics, I feel like Canada's probably got some of the most expensive shipping, exporting in the entire world for both domestic and to America. So that's been a big challenge. But on the design side, it was funny. I kind of wanted to create brand consistency, right? Cohesion was always one of my goals, but some people have short names, some people have long names. I'm doing a design for IDB right now. I'm doing one for Canna Crypto Pope right now. So it's like, you can't really templatize three letters with 3 words, right? You gotta kind of meet in the middle there and juggle a little bit. So it is really custom one-to-one every single time.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of work, but that's awesome. Personalized gear. So can you share a little bit like what's in the future? I think we've seen some expansion of kind of the products, and how it's evolved and will evolve.
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting out relatively small here. This is, my specialty, my bread and butter is brand building, right? So design has always been my career, but I would love to continue to grow this. And I mean, although it's a made by Apes product, I feel like the concept can really expand way beyond Apes. Like I've done quite a few orders for the Mubix communities, a lot of awesome guys, a lot of awesome girls in there. So yeah, I just love to include more communities, continue making custom designs specific to not only communities and collections, but for each individual person. And another thing I'd like to mention too is I would love to partner with more MBA brands and projects and communities. I mean, there's so much talent in our space, and that's one thing that I always came back to is, Web 2, agency world's very dog eat dog. Web 3, we all win, we all lose together. So the collaboration is what's definitely got me around. I mean, look at what's around us. There's so much cool stuff happening, and I just love the MBA initiative. I think there's just so much more to come.
Did you have a product or one? I'm actually very curious. Would you like to show us?
Yeah. I've got Canna Cryptos right here. Sorry, I think I'm mirrored.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I just wrapped up his. It's the longest name I've done, so that's kind of what I was saying, is I would have loved to keep things as consistent as possible, but some people have longer names, some people have shorter names. I mean, it's really sky's the limit, right? Some people include their cities, some people include their MAYC numbers, so very, very custom end-to-end, and I don't like to put anything in a sandbox, so looking forward to what happens next, especially with collaborations.
Yeah, and I like how, because this is something I've been playing with too, is like, what do you lead product with your ape IP versus, things that are more subtle, because I think, we're kind of selling, even though we might be selling to apes, there's a very kind of large spread of a demographic here that might want to wear it and be kind of front facing with their ape or not, right? So kind of seeing that kind of evolution, which is cool.
Yeah, almost humanizing the apes, right? Because I think you guys have it all covered on the visual side of the ape merch. You guys killed it all. So, I mean, there's a gap for me to come in with the names, I guess. That's all that's left.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
the next guest, of course, welcome back, Kujita. And I think Queen like to be asked you some of the question.
Absolutely. Brazy, love the design, looking fresh. Great job. Gucci, hey, what's good?
Hey, what's up?
Looking good over there. Why don't you break us down a little bit about why you started House of OG and what made you want to incorporate yourself in this industry?
Cool. Yeah. So, I mean, from being a kid, I used to, make clothing with my mother, and like my household was very creative and artistic. And throughout my life, I played in fashion. When I was in college, I had a silkscreen press in my garage, and I, had a T-shirt brand. Fast forward to Web3 and crypto, it took over my world. Like, so passionate about it, about crypto. And then when like digital stuff started coming around, I jumped right on it, learned how to do it, collaborated with a vintage house up here in New York City. This is back in 2020. And started like cutting my teeth in the digital space and learning. But I always had this idea that at some point I wanted to do my own brand where I could control all aspects of it and really like get out there creatively. So when I joined the yacht club, and I found this grail of a mutant right here, I thought it was a perfect opportunity to start my own digital brand. So the first drop I did was the Hawaiian shirt from my mutant. And some of the things that I incorporated, they're all digital. Each tag is different and represents the rarity of the pieces. So this one right here is a legendary. And, just like our Degen mentality, that gambling mentality, like you buy a shirt, you don't know what you're going to get. So might get a legendary, you might get a rare. The buttons are all different. These are vintage Gucci buttons with embroidery. So like I'm just like taking everything we like about crypto culture and NFTs and creating physical rarity and just playing with all those different aspects of the culture. Up on the screen here, you see a bunch of hats. These are all like one of one snapbacks. So like I have all the equipment. I play with designs, play with colorways, play with things from the culture, like choose rich. Even if that meme coin doesn't go to the moon, it's still part of our culture, and it's captured on this hat. So yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm here to play. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to drop some things that I enjoy creatively in fashion.
I love it. I'm currently wearing your bomber, and I just love the way that it feels. I've never owned anything that has this like velvety type of vibe, but also even with your red tropical Hawaiian brand, there's some that have like a little bit of that velvety feeling on the parrot as well. So the details are immaculate. The way that you are an artist and you're engineering it, it's like all of it is encompassed together. So doing a really great job there, which leads us to the next question. Like, can you kind of describe to us how the customization process goes? And do you want to give a little bit of a 411 on how the tags work and what the production is for that?
Sure. Yeah. So just this past weekend, I was at Atlantic City at Makers convention to get ideas. So basically, each piece starts out with an idea, and then I figure out how to execute that idea. A lot of the pieces involved a lot of different touch points, like embroidery or seamstress or a pro to execute. I'm getting buttons made for a piece I'm dropping that has the House OG on it engraved in it. So figure out what I want to do, then figure out how to execute it. Each of the numbered edition pieces have a chip in it to verify its authenticity, provenance, and whatnot. But each piece has an NFT associated with it. Like your jacket that you're wearing, Blue, that's a rare one. So that one has its own NFT associated with it that gives you token gated access on my website that gets you a higher discount on future drops than, like a common one that I have. So, if you got a legendary Hawaiian, you get half off everything I ever produce. So I'm trying to bring utility to the phygital aspect, because a lot of brands, they do phygital products, but there's no, is it necessary? Do you need to be phygital? So when I started playing in phygital a few years ago, that was a important aspect of it. I don't want to be a gimmick. So I'm going to create phygital stuff, and I'm going to, make it worthwhile to even be phygital. So they scan with their phone. It checks the blockchain. I use ARC's Halo chips. I was just in ETH Denver with that crew. They're the tech side, but I'm learning like even more cool stuff I'm going to be able to do with the tech stack of it.
Love it. Everything that you're incorporating, it really is the future of the industry. And I like that it's all customized so that I know what I'm getting is a one-of-one, and I can be like, this is mine, and go and show people how it works. How do you find your target audience? Like, where do you go? Do you go out for that? Do you market? Are you at conferences? How do you find people to get your brand?
Well, just so we're being an MBA brand. We're so we've got a lot of legs up here because of the strong community from the yacht club. So, right now I'm playing in Bored Yacht Club with the IP, and so tapping into that community. When I do other drops with other communities, I'll tap into those communities as well. But just having fun and socializing and meeting people at all the events. I was just at ETH Denver and at TNYC, Art Basel. I go to them all, and so just being out there and being social and being proud of what you got and flexing it all around town. I think that's how I've gotten the little success I've gotten so far. So.
Well, it's always a pleasure to have you. You're one of our rock stars, just like the rest of these legends. So thank you so much for sharing with us, Gucita. It was great to hear from you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll jump to Captain.
And I know, sorry, Jason, before Captain start, I could like to have a close-up screen for Gucita's, and if you have a products or ones, please tell us.
Gucita, do you have anything that you want to show on the screen, and Popple can pull your camera up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so these are some of the, I just dropped these snapbacks. I make them all in my studio. They're one of one, so there's only like a few of each. So they all got this gold pin. I do all the work myself, and there's that Choose Rich. But yeah, those are up right now on the website. And the way I'm going to handle those is, when I'm in my studio, I'll make a few hats, one of ones. And if I'm inspired by something, I'll make them. I'll just throw them up the website as I get them. So, and the last thing I'll say is, like, in the beginning of this brand, everything I release is going to be almost like fashion, fine art, like one at a time, like very touched, by individuals, to make them unique, to make them special. And then as the brand grows, there'll be larger additions where I could, get some help doing it. But at this stage, I want to experiment with the brand, with the styles, and drop things that people might covet. Like, if you got a 101 snapback, that, like, I got a 101, like there might only be a couple of these that exist. And then later on, when people come on to House OG, there'll be more edition sizes and larger, runs of stuff. But yeah.
No, amazing. Gucita, I wear an extra small, and you literally are the only brand that's ever customized to fit me. So literally, shout out to you. I'm a customer for life. Gucita all the way.
Blue, you're a big supporter. Like, you thank you so much. Like, all the support, it's just awesome, the support from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get one soon. Yeah, don't worry, I'm going to get one soon. So next guest will be our favorite guest as well. Please welcome back, Captain.
Hey,
yeah,
thanks.
Welcome, Captain.
Happy to be here.
Great. And I know some of the story, but I think a good transition into, kind of like you said, MBA was a little bit of a catalyst for your brand. Can you tell us a little bit more around why board shorts, and kind of what that journey and story has been?
Yeah, happy to. So I mentioned that the MBA launch and announcement was a catalyst for this brand. My not my PFP, my other ape that's featured here is the logo, or incorporated in the logo for board shorts. Has the aquamarine, or otherwise known as the best background, and it was just very with the hat, just very beach themes, and have thought for a while it would fit with a with some sort of a beach theme, and just went into the think tank when MBA launched and came up with board shorts. As soon as we said the name, it was like, oh, that's it. It's perfect. Not only the incorporating board, but it's a perfect play on the name board shorts. And so the first product, our first SKU, if you will, was traditional board shorts. The shorts longer in style. While we won't only launch exclusively board shorts, the brand just felt too perfect to not run with. And we launched at Ape Fest. You can see here we wanted to do similar to Gucita, lean into the space, right? Like, lean into the collector mentality and scarcity and customization. And while we've not went that level of customization, which incredible, everything he's putting out, we did limit our initial supply was just the 3 SKUs and only 99 of each. They're all canned. Each purchase comes in with the can you see here pictured, that includes a pair of the shorts as well as a t-shirt. And while we would certainly love individuals to open those up, there may or may not be some other fun things we plan to do in the future with those that have collected these items, and without sharing all the fun we have planned, just the idea is we will continue to do likely once a quarter a smaller supply drop, and work with other builders in the space, other artists and creators, both for the design as well as our manufacturing partner. I don't have the apparel or fashion background, very bullish on the brand, but I ended up, it started with someone else I met in the space. Long story short, prototypes, we just weren't meeting our expectations, and ended up going with Clubhouse Archives. James Costa and team over there just have that 20-year of apparel experience, and partnering with other individuals in the space, from anything from the back end of manufacturing to the design. I don't know if you have a picture of the flamingo design. I'll show these at the end. But the flamingo design was an artist we partnered with, Candy Republic, that did the design, was supposed to take a percentage of revenue off every sale to in terms of their commission, but they respectfully refused and wanted to pour it back into the brand, and want to continue to work with us long term. So just what got me so excited about Web3 initially was this idea of co-creating and building together. And I really think that at the core ethos of what I believe Web3 is, or what got me excited about Web3, at least a part of it that got me excited, is this very idea. And as I mentioned, I think when I got cut off, I come from the traditional franchising world, and I've spent the last 20 years building both as a franchisee and as well as a franchisor, scaling national brands, leading brands that we're working with hundreds of independent operators, independent entrepreneurs to get there. And while this is not a franchise, the idea of being able to work with other talented entrepreneurs, many of which are on this show here today, and many others in the MBA ecosystem, it is, to me, it's like a lot of the best parts that I got to experience in franchising, those synergies that exist when you get a couple hundred like-minded individuals building under a common brand. They're sharing best practices, they're sharing challenges and mistakes they've made, they're sharing connections and vendor partners, and it really is. I liken it to some of the best parts of the franchising industry, with more freedom and flexibility and the ability to build, within a variety of industries, whatever you choose, really within reason, under that similar overarching brand. And then I think, as some of the other mentioned, the support, not just from Bored Ape Yacht Club corporate, but also the community, between the Made by Apes bodega at Ape Fest Hong Kong, and then group chats. We sold out our first launch just on that. There was no marketing, no advertising. It truly was the community that supported us. And it's hard not to want to find ways to give back and continue to contribute to others building in the community when you see that kind of support. It's just like, I know it maybe isn't that easy, but when you go through an experience and you see a successful launch from someone who doesn't come from that apparel background, but because of the partners we worked with, and then ultimately the community support, it just gets me wanting to double and triple down on not just Web3 as a whole, but even more specifically the Bored Ape Yacht Club and the builders throughout, MBA, and those that somebody maybe aren't builders per se, like they may not want to be an entrepreneur and start their own business, but I think everyone here is a builder to some degree. We're all pioneers to some degree, and the support is unlike anything I've experienced, even coming from smaller niche franchise industries. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, no,
Awesome.
thank you. Yeah, I
Did you
think,
have a product to show us?
yeah.
Yeah, so these are the ones I was alluding to. You can see there's the beak on the flamingos is actually a banana. The other style is the banana design was inspired by the original Rolling Stones magazine cover, if you can remember that. That was the first.
Did you have a can? I'm actually very curious how big the can. Did you have the can around too?
I don't have one in this room. Sorry. It's so it's like it'd be, think of like a really large soup can.
It's like a coffee can, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, closer to a coffee. is probably
Yeah.
a better, like a smaller coffee can or an extremely large soup
Yeah.
can.
I almost bought the flamingos one, but because I don't feel it fit with me, I do want to wear. If you consulting have a whole pattern about the flamingo with the dress, I would definitely will be the first order.
It's even though it was not our OG design, it's my favorite. It's my personal favorite, and yeah, I think we'll definitely have to run those back on some other SKUs in the future for sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
it's a
the
more. It
I got the
definitely have to
banana
have a more.
ones.
Oh, did you wear that?
Yeah.
Or you wear
No,
us under? I don't want to see.
Papo.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting. Do you just have to like open it like a can? I love that design concept because
I
it's
have a question. Like how, like after the clothes you finish to make, did you have like, is a factory to help you to put the shirt inside a can, or you have to like put it by yourself? How's that work?
Yeah, so a couple vendors in the process, and I mentioned going through. We're our first manufacturing partner ended up not being the one we're moving forward with. So just going through some of those learning curves and in growing pains of while I've spent 20 years plus in retail and in the front of house, I don't come from a manufacturing background, and a whole newfound appreciation and respect for those that built careers spanning decades, just going through like the unexpected curveballs and working through some other challenges. But yeah, long story short, there's our manufacturing partner by way of Clubhouse Archives is who we're working with on that front, and then we have another vendor partner that is helping in the canning process. So there's some manual processes that go in, and really, while they're not one of one customs, we did want to, one of the things that, I'm sure it can be solved from a dev standpoint, but even wanting to make sure we only manufactured 99 of each, in making the ability to capture sizes when we did that, right? Like there's just been a lot of manual processes in this. So as we move forward, really leaning into the tech, both from not just there will be an NFT that comes with each of these. We didn't want to sell an NFT and then do a merch drop like so many. We really wanted to make the actual product the leading reason to buy. But we absolutely will be incorporating tech into the product line and where it makes sense, right? Not just put a chip in it just to put a chip in it, but have some fun stuff planned and excited to continue to experiment on that front as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you just bring up a very good topic about the MFT products as well, because there's a lot of MBA brand they could like to be include them MFT. Me as a BoredIn founder, I'm also starting to think about like when I launch my own product, should I have to be include MFT? But the problem is like probably your customer wasn't the same audience like Web3, or they more interesting to buy the physical product than to buy the digital products. And that is always the kind of like the strategy question. Thank you, Captain. So the next person, yeah, I think Jason like to ask.
Oh, okay.
Jason,
Yeah. So welcome. Same kind of question. Kind of, if you could tell us a little bit of the inspiration of kind of why you started product and your IP into the MBA brand.
Sure. So 15 years ago, when I was a teenager, I had an idea. I wanted to skate countries to raise money and awareness for sick children. So I created a nonprofit organization, a skateboarding nonprofit organization. I did that for several years, and as part of that, I was working on merch drops, on clothing lines, and things like that. After that, life happened. So I finished my studies. I had to work, obviously, and fast forward to Web3, I started to find, the playfulness again. And even if my job at the time was very creative, I kind of lost, this creative background, like hands-on building stuff. So I was also a bit pissed about the merch that I could see in Web3, because I could see a lot of very cool IPs, but it was always merch. And when I say merch, I say it in the way that a T-shirt that you will buy at a concert, like regular or very bad quality T-shirt with weird printing and different sizes at each drops. And one of the other things was you couldn't really rely on sizes. So one drop I would order a medium, which is my size, and it will fit perfectly. And the next drop of the same brand or project will be completely oversized or whatever. So I really wanted to come up and create a brand within the inspired of course by the BAYC universe, but that will actually bring not only merch and not merch at all, but like a real clothing brand, something you can rely on. Organic products, fits with great fits. I'm a 33 years old guy. I'm not wearing completely oversized stuff. And yeah, it was also something that I saw in the space that many people were like me and were not relating to what we could get as merch from different projects, like huge prints on t-shirts, stuff you can't really wear in the daily lives when you do have a daily lives outside of Web3, like something more corporate. So the original idea was to create a hoodie with swappable patches. Um, as a collector myself, I like to wear everything that I buy if it's a piece of clothes. And I was also a bit pissed about those projects that were selling you, I don't know, like 600 euros. So I should speak in dollars. So it must be $650 hoodies, and then you will stain them and just put them in the bin. And I'm very clumsy when it comes to food, so I do stain a lot my clothes. And for example, that's when I come up with the swappable hoodie, which is the OG product from Sanj. And in front of every hoodie, you do have this Velcro. Sorry if the noise is big, but you can just remove the patches. And I don't know, maybe we swap it with a pink one, and things like that. So even if you stain your hoodie, you can just keep your patches, get a new hoodie, and reuse them. And this will bring a lot also of cool mechanics, because there's a lot that are very limited that are coming, and things like that. And also the custom part. Um, the idea behind the custom part of Sanj is I don't. So each piece is obviously a one-one because it's includes each mutant or ape from someone, but it's not a free canvas. People can just come and say, "Oh, I want my ape there. I want this my pseudo here," and etc. Brazy is doing that very well. It's not my field, and that's why I came up with that, bringing almost like a collab that you do with the community. So proposing clean designs where the IP is actually integrated into it. So yeah, that's Sanj in a few long words.
Yeah, and from the production, is this being produced by you, or have you scaled this
Yes.
to other partners?
Yes, it's so it's in my workshop. I do everything myself in France, in the northeast of France, in a small town. Yeah, for example, this is my my workshop at the moment. So this is past drop, but today I am in the middle of a massive production of 70 t-shirts and a shit ton of hoodies. Sorry, I should have said that. A lot of hoodies, and there's literally everywhere. So yeah, you can even see there. Yeah, I brought a few. Here you have Vince. Um, this is Eric. So yeah, it's in my workshop. I do my best to provide quality products for the fellow apes and Web3 enjoyers.
Yeah, I just want to say I picked up a Sanj shirt with my mutant on it, and very impressed with the quality of that tee.
Thank you. I appreciate.
And a lot of like accents, a lot of he's definitely adding like the clip at the bottom, and then a couple different prints on it, where the decals are, and it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's really interesting to kind of hear how, a lot of you guys have kind of taken similar and yet also at some places different approaches. So it's kind of cool. And that's the kind of luxury of having you guys all be able to come on the space and kind of share together.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
very complimentary.
the details are the things that get overlooked but take the
Yeah.
most work.
Yeah.
And like what you're saying earlier, Dim, about how you saw products in the space that were like merch, where when you put up a graphic, it looks like what you're doing or what I'm doing maybe, but it's touched once, the quality is not very good. But like adding the hang tag or your custom label or the the clip at the bottom, all these things exponentially make these things more difficult to execute. But those are the things that will define the brand, as something that is of quality.
100% is fully part of the brand identity. Yeah.
Yeah, selfless plug, but for the Board Trading Co. I think that's where hopefully having some of these products in real life and people kind of interacting with it, then the details really shine through. So yeah, I'm hoping to kind of have all of, if not some of the things where people can experience just what cool product you guys are producing.
Thank you. And
Cool.
I know, Dim, you have a event is coming on, and will you like to share with us?
Yeah, sure. As part of Sanj, so also being a monkey maximalist and Web3 maximalist, I'm most of all an IP maximalist. And one of the things that I'm doing through Sanj is developing the IP of this character, which is Franken Bombay. And I wanted to give him a voice, to give him like a sound, to give him like a vibe. And I worked with Red Hat, which is an amazing artist. And we came up actually with a song, with the Franken Bombay anthem. And it will be released on the 10th of April and the day before in Paris at the G5, which is actually funny because on the top left of this picture, you can see two license numbers. One is the Sanj one, 98, and the other one, I think it's 166, is from Decentralized Drinks. And this is another MBA from France that are organizing Web3 events, gathering, and we are teaming together. So it's an MBA effort, MBA collab to actually do this cool evening, this cool party where we'll premiere and debut the Franken Bombay song.
Awesome. And yeah, will you like to show us some real products? And I think everybody will be so excited.
Sure. Well, I already showed you the hoodie.
I give
But
you
yeah,
bigger screen.
yeah, show you some maybe some more details. So here is the tag. So with the bananas, and you do have my Hape, which is kind of the creators of Sanj plays this role. But yeah, there's tiny details on the back, and each garment comes with its own label. And yeah, there's different colors of patches. Maybe I can drop some alpha here. I'm working on a new kind of patch. It's coming hopefully next month, but it will be very limited and it will be custom ones. So you will be able to get your patch with your custom, with your ape or your mutants. And actually, it's based on the first Sanj custom design, which was this one, and that you showed in picture in one of the slides. So yeah.
Love it. All the details. Details are everything. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I do have a one more question about so when you're doing the customized design to having of the PFP put it on the shirt, so what kind of like the product, what kind of the product you're using to make it by yourself? You using the DTF or you
Yes,
using the
DTF. It's a specific one that makes it very thin when you use it. But yeah, it's DTF.
Oh, I love DTF.
I'm not going to say, yeah, DTF is absolutely great. I love it. It needs to be used very specifically. You can't go crazy with DTF or your clothes won't breathe at all. So it's one of the cool thing, also experimenting with all type of products and printing method and stuff like that. So that's one of the things that I love to do.
Awesome. And yeah, so the next person will be pass the mic to Queen.
Thanks so much, Dim. That was an amazing show there. Appreciate you coming on. Let's give it up for Joyce. Hey, nice to have you. Those glasses are amazing. It matches your personality.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so happy to have you. Why don't you shine some light on what inspired you to start this business? And then can you share a little bit about what products that you have and some of the customization for each of them?
Okay, certainly. My products are quite varied. I began wanting it. I haven't been in fashion before. I have a background history, oddly enough, as an art critic and a painter, as well as a graphic designer in publishing. And I've always loved design, and I've always had a yen to create things that I hadn't seen anywhere before. And when I got the ape, I think without the ape, it would never have occurred to me to say that, hey, I'm just going to start a fashion business and design products and do all this stuff. But technology today makes it possible to do that. And what I really wanted to do, I love being an ape, and I love the club, and I love the spirit and the vibe. And I've always loved collaborating with people, and the fact that I can now collaborate with other MBA brands and push everybody's brand forward and do things that I would never have otherwise done, like these are the Grateful Ape chocolate board socks. I've collaborated with Bored Bagels, which is upcoming. So I've specialized pretty much in making socks that are in collaboration with other MBA brands. And we also do T-shirts, and I just made a racerback tank and men's boxer briefs and pajamas and everything you can possibly imagine. I'm a print-on-demand company, so the product doesn't exist until you order it. And we're small and we're accessible, so I would love for people to write in and say, hey, can you make this with my ape? And can you exchange my ape for this mutant or something like this? I love this design and would love to see my ape in it. So that's a customization that is easily able to be done. Just, switch out apes and switch out designs and just keep creating, because to me, it's like heaven. There's my Bored Bagels with Bored Bagels and Locks. And we have a couple of different brands of socks there and a T-shirt. I have some items I can hold up for you that are a lot of fun.
Love all of the incorporations of the designs with the chocolate and the bagels. We'd love to see some of those if you have them on hand.
I'm actually when I meet Joycey was like bringing her socks and to come to one of our event. I think this is just the best way to meet up, because it's like as a community, we always support each other, but at the same time, we just excited to see everyone's what they're doing, and I think that's just a good way to community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was at the first Bored Ape meetup I had ever gone to, and I brought my first sample socks, and they were auctioned off. That was hilarious. But I have some things here. I think what differentiates my style, or what my style signature, is that I love intense, rich color. And that's interesting because all I ever do is wear black from head to toe. But I love color, and I just can't seem to get away from it. So here I have, this is my favorite product. This is our men's boxer briefs. And this is taking advantage of meme culture, and everybody who's an ape knows that we have Happy Mutant Monday every Monday. And so these are Happy Mutant Bun Day. This is the back of the Happy Mutant Bun Day men's briefs. So I love having a sense of humor added into a product, like, a lot of people don't know what Happy Mutant Bun Day would actually mean, but you know, the mutants are on your buns, and there it is, and it's Bun Day.
Hey.
So this is one of my favorites. Here are a few more socks to give you some idea of. We have some Grateful chocolate socks in pink coming up. These make me really hungry looking at chocolate all day. That's but you know, you saw some. The Bored Bagels socks are over there. Here I have my pajama bottoms. These are from Sir Winston pajama bottoms we have here. He's all over the place. These are the most comfortable things to lounge around in you could possibly imagine. So Sir Winston is over here. And I have a tank top that matches and goes along with that. Here is another one of my all-time favorite products. I'm sorry. This is the Bored Duffel Doggo. And when I talk about loving saturated color, this is what I mean. This is like a really, really intense looking duffel bag. So we have a lot of things, home goods also, and home decor. Some of it is taken from my own other. Yeah, there it is. That's the Happy Mutant Bun Day.
Love that. You're starting a whole thing here. Tell us about the customization. Like, how long is this process and what does it entail? Because it seems like each of these are one of ones in some capacity.
They are and they aren't. I mean, if you want it, you order it, and it's that easy. So if you wanted your mutant on this product, for instance, all you would have to do is email me through the store. There's a contact us page, and ask me if I would do, the Bun Day briefs using your mutant, and I would simply take, an image. If you send me a high-res image, I can just take that and swap it in with really with no problem. So since we haven't opened yet, it's a little difficult right now to say, but the printing process takes a week or two before you order it and you get it. It's the usual kind of shipment time from when you order a product and it lands in your door. So for me to recreate the design, I can do that pretty quickly because I love design, and I'm literally on my iPad creating 24/7. As anybody who knows me will tell you, if whenever you catch me, what am I doing? I'm drawing. So that would be easy to do.
Is there any challenges that you're facing right now with the customization, or like any of those technical advancements that you could share with us so we can learn about it?
Not really yet, because we're opening on April 3rd. So I have yet to see how this would work, but I don't foresee that customizing it would have, would be difficult. It's the design is done in-house on an iPad, which never leaves my side. So if somebody contacts me and says, I really love this, could you do this with my ape on it? I could turn that around overnight.
Wow.
The email comes in, bam, it's done, and it's in the shop, and you order it, and it'll get done. So it's really that easy. It's much easier for me because we are a print-on-demand company, so I don't have things that are manufactured and waiting that I have to, worry about. Like I can't do that. It's going to take our factory a long time to produce it. It doesn't. It's a different type of business, so it can go much quicker.
Would you mind showing us that bag again? There's some folks online that want to see this.
The Bored Duffel Doggo?
Oh, yeah.
Here
Let's
she
pull
is.
it up.
Yeah. Right.
That is a statement. Love it.
I do have we also might to show the socks again. I do have like tag question I want to ask you.
Oh,
Can
me?
Yeah,
Okay.
can you pull up the socks too as well? You don't have to put them both in your hands, but love that.
Thank you. This is my favorite. I love the board duffel doggo.
I love it. I love it. So I do know we have been meeting before, so I do know some of your products, and we might have sold the stocks again. Some of your products are actually using sublimation to print, right? If I remember.
Yes, some of them are, but there are several different options. The sublimation, these, the chocolate ones, these are the sublimation, and it's a one size fits all sock. It looks kind of enormous here, but actually when you put it on your foot, it actually really does fit. And these are the other ones are using the different process, and it's a different kind of sock, but it's sort of interchangeable.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite way to print out the products? Is it sublimation or just like a long?
I prefer DTG, the direct to garment.
Okay.
I look for the socks. I like it better. So I'm not doing much. Most of them now are going to be DTG, not the sublimation, because I like the way it prints better. It's just a different kind of sock. But here it is. What I love most about it is that when you put it on, it morphs and stretches the designs out. I remember when I was younger, there was a detective show on TV called Kojak, and I found a pair of Kojak socks once, and his face morphed when it got larger and crazier, and I just loved it. I just love the experience of it. Oh, also I might say with my socks, I also have something called board socks mixers, which are designs that can go along with a pair of socks that you can mix match and embrace the charm of mismatched socks, which I just love. So you can have one that coordinates with another one. You know how every time you do socks in the laundry, you always miss one. I don't know what happens, but socks disappear in the washer or dryer all the time. So if you lose one of your favorite socks, you can grab a mixer and get one that will coordinate and create your own pair. So, and then we have products that, not particular to this show, but products for the home. The Magic Mutant mug, which is an elegant, shiny black mug. And when you pour hot liquid into it, when you pour in bored tea, of course, the mug gets hot and the black disappears, and mutants and apes and bananas and the potion and everything shows up. So that's another crazy product we make. I'm
sorry, I'm just laughing, Kojita. I see he's sneaky to go behind to grab the shirt again. He did it again.
He's like running to the audience behind, right?
Exactly.
Caught.
So yeah, one thing about in our live show, always like the most exciting part is like you can really show the products to the audience, but also share about your experience. So thank you so much today, everyone, for joining our space. And a lot, my favorite guests just keep come back again, and each week we just having a lot of topics that's going on, and I'm excited for any future guests, and also Lady have been, Captain have been doing very well with the Welcome Aid. If anyone want to join our space, it's a new aid, so also is welcome as well. Captain, will you like to share? I know you and Jason also preparing a lot with the Welcome Aid customized box. I think that will be the final question I do want to ask as well. I know it's also include a lot of brand and a lot of products, and then after that we do the final shot and go around the table. Okay.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate you bringing that up, and I'm glad you shouted out Jason. He's really been spearheading that welcome box idea, and excited to see that come to fruition. And I think not to speak for him, but anyone that's building an MBA and you want to get product or something in the hands of new members, it'll be something that evolves. And even if it may not be a physical product, even like a discount card or a discount code, if it's just like, if you'd like to welcome someone that just joined the club, we can't prevent people from selling. They might leave the club next week, but we are, with Welcome Apes, we are doing a little bit of vetting and making sure at least it's not a farmer or someone that's just in it for a quick flip. And the Welcome Ape space, Welcome Wednesday, as you mentioned, it's tonight. It's every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And we get a chance to meet the new members that can attend. And I think big opportunity there, if you're building in this space, it's potentially new customers, not just new customers, but potentially new raving fans, brand ambassadors, and also even beyond that, I think bigger picture, it's an opportunity for all of us to play a small part in helping make their onboarding experience the greatest in the world, to be in line with the greatest club in the world. There's a lot of opportunity, even if all of us collectively just do a little bit. It can be a pretty overwhelming experience in a positive way. And big hat tip to Jason for leading the charge there. And I think it's going to be very impactful. I think it's not too far in the distant future that we'll have people joining the Bored Ape Yacht Club, picking up mutants, picking up apes, because they're entrepreneurs and they want to be part of this ecosystem, everything that you all wrote in here.
Yeah, Jason, will you want to show us the box?
Yeah, this is the box, and it's a group effort, right? Like Marav designed the logo, and we put on the box, and then curating and kind of getting products from different MBA brands. There just happens to be a lot of kind of food, snack items, socks, a keychain, some other things, tea, chocolate. So a lot of different things, and I think that's where when I think about Welcome Apes, it's also like the experience sometimes you get when you join a company, right? The swag that you get, and you kind of see, and you're proud to kind of like share it with other people at home, and can give exposure to your family and friends in a different way versus, hey, here's a JPEG that I just bought for 5 figures, right? So I think it kind of bridges that gap. And just like this call, I think you have people with, I think MBA is new, and you have a lot of people leading the charge with experience, but some people didn't have experience in this category, right? And I do think about the next new ape that joins the club could lead the charge with MBA, right? They could be that entrepreneur that was born an MBA in the club. The not to tag an age to it, but like the 20-year-old kid, and you now have all these resources and wealth of experience, just even on this call, right? So I think it's kind of also like, in my mind, our duty to help pave that way and set these people up for success. It's only gonna benefit all of us in the MBA program also.
Awesome. Yeah, I think the best way to share product to let the Web2 audience understand about how good with the IP development and also how good with the BAYC community is always it's a product delivery. Because I just make a sample, my mother-in-law, she's know nothing about MFT, know nothing about Web3, but she was very enjoyed to having fun to explore about the cool cat with the book with my kid, and also my husband get spoiled with all this merchant shirts, and also with the 2AA whiskey, and he just so much enjoy it. And it's just a lot of joy to bringing the experience about IP development, not just for Web3, for Web2. And I think MBA, it do have the powers and also do have a brighter futures on build up the whole community and holding the whole community together. And let's do the final step, and also any things if you want to update. And now it's the turn. Yeah. How about we start from Kojita?
All right. Well, thanks for having me. Love hanging with you guys and talking MBA and House OG. I guess last I'd say is if you're listening, I I suggest you follow houseog.xyz on Twitter. Turn on notifications. I'm going to be dropping. I've got a lot of stuff lined up in the future. I'm introducing a digital queue for difficult items like this bomber jacket that people have been commenting on and loving with the cheetah liner and the cool design. I think you have a graphic, Popple, but that one's hard to produce. I'm going to introduce a digital queue. But then the other thing I'd like to say is check out the website, houseog.xyz. There's still some rare and hard to get stuff on there. Some stuff sold out, but just take a look, get a feel for it, see if you like anything. And if there's a piece that you want, DM me. I have some like rares, like for example, like this sweatshirt's got the diamond teeth. The Epics have gold teeth. The rares have the rainbow teeth. If there's a style you like, DM me, and I'll see if I can pull one of those for you. But yeah, houseog.xyz. Thank you for having me. It's really important for people like you guys to help get the word out for these MBA brands. We're all passionately building right now, but in order for it to be sustainable, we need to actually have proper businesses that can sustain themselves. So all the help that people like you and BoredIn and Bored Ape Yacht Club featuring us is just so important, because for these MBA brands to be successful, like we need people to know about it. So thank you.
100%.
Thank
Amen.
you.
For sure.
So the next person, Kuchida, would you like to pick the person for next?
Can you popcorn to the next person, Guchita?
Sure. Let's go, Captain.
Hey, thanks again for having us. Really enjoyed the conversation. I've enjoyed it as much as a guest and a listener as I have any time I've had the mic. I mentioned in the group chat, it really is. It's exciting to even see things go from ideation to creation, like this welcome box. I mean, that was a discussion over. It started with a discussion over a brunch. At Art, was it Art Basel or?
Fucking
Saturday, right? Yeah, fucking Saturday. So not that long ago, just a discussion at a brunch, and then it's like ideas are cheap, right? Anyone can come up with ideas, but then what's so inspiring with this group is you get leaders that take initiative and run with things, and then others that once people start seeing momentum, others jump in and start helping, and it's one of the cool things I've got to experience with Welcome Apes. It's one of the things I'm most excited about with Made by Apes. Just double tap on everything that Jason said earlier. It's like there is really a network of incredibly talented, experienced individuals, most of which are willing to help, and the benefits, the value you can get out of that is it's hard to put a price on it. So I'm just grateful to be here. I appreciate all the support. Thank you for everyone who has supported with an order on our initial launch. We will have an update coming out soon on that. Look for your update in an email on when the first batch will be expected, as well as some exciting stuff we have planned for this upcoming year with new collaborations. But again, thanks so much for hosting. Thanks everyone that is on the stage, whether you're a host or not. I really once again took a lot of inspiration from the show. If you're going to be at NFT NYC, I will be there Wednesday through Friday. I would love to connect. Unfortunately, my flight is out before the board brunch, but would love to connect any other opportunities that present itself there. But really enjoyed hanging out today and look forward to continued conversations.
That's
Thank you.
up. Thanks, Captain. Do you want to popcorn us to the next?
Yeah, let's go to Dim.
Sure. Thanks, Cap. Thanks, everyone. It was an absolute pleasure to be there. Again, I just wanted to stress out the fact that MBA is very cool. It's a very cool initiative, and yeah, it's actually bringing a lot of builders and a lot of creativity in the space. And I think that we will see more and more cross MBA collabs, and I really want to see more of that because it's very cool. And as you saw today, even if we are all into garments, into clothing, it's very complementary with many different aspect of clothes and stuff. So that's very interesting and very cool. So yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you. And yeah, would you like to pass to our next person?
Yeah, sure. Brazzy, go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Dim. Very, very cool stuff, guys. I mean, love to see what everyone's building, and echoing everyone else, really appreciate you for having me on, including me, and all the support for everything that we're all doing. I mean, love the platform that you're building for creators and creatives. Anyone ever wants to collab, DMs are open. DMs open for orders as well. And I've got a ton more colorways coming because I know we all got a closet full of black hoodies. So looking forward to what's next.
Do you want to popcorn us to the next person? I think it's going to be
choice. The mic is yours.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It seems like collaboration is so much the order of the day, and I'm looking to collaborate with everybody. If you want to be on socks, just DM me. I'm reaching out to as many people as I can. That's what I love about this. I taught art for many years, and I know that one of the ways that people learn is through repetition. And if you've seen it once, you own it. Once you've seen it once, and then the next time you see it, you know it already. And it's like, oh my God, yeah, I know that brand. I forgot about that. I'm so glad to see it again. And that's one of the things I'm hoping to accomplish with collaborating with, all of the other brands, is to promote everybody. When we promote each other, we promote ourselves, so that the brand gets bigger as a whole. And, I just love it. That's why I jumped in. I saw collaboration was becoming a really big thing. And I was so glad to have an ape that I could be a part of this. Because it's really life-changing. I mean, if you had asked me that I would ever be, doing a fashion brand business, years ago, I would have said, well, what have you been smoking? So, I'm just loving it. It's the most fun I've ever had, really, as an artist. The most fun, hands down. And I just love creating beautiful things and working with other people, and it's just great. It's a lot of new friendships, a lot of new people. And oh, by the way, I'll be at the not NFT NYC, and I'll be at the Bored Ape Yacht Club Clubhouse deal, and I'll be at the Bored Brunch, and so I'm hoping to meet everybody and let's collab. Let's do this.
Let's
Awesome.
do this.
So let's do the final screenshot for everyone. So prepare your product. Each time is my favorite time to do the screenshot. I think it's only Nana know how to do the heart. And yes. Oh, yes. Blue Eyes, next time you have to talk about your product. And you should be me too. Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping Forever Apes.
Gucci, do you have a product? Oh, that's it?
Okay. One. I'm going to count on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much. And yes, excited to see anyone's come back again. It's always love to have you. BoredIn is always a home for everyone. One thing I do want to be mentioning in this space, actually our guests just have a limit, and a lot of the aides and they could like to be join this space. Unfortunately, we can't take everyone in the same time, but we try to be continue those topic. And if some of the topic we actually like it, we will probably do it again. So don't worry about if you're not in the space this time. Doesn't mean you don't have chance, and doesn't mean we're not doing again. And just always hit us at the DM. Me and Jason's and Bulai Sequence, the DM always open. Our times are all yours, and thank you so much everyone joining this space, and love to having you back again. Thank you and bye.
Ciao. Bye bye.
Bye.